Well, boys and girls, this story is from the Bible and the Old Testament and the book of Genesis, the very first book of the Bible, called Genesis. Can you say that word?
Genesis.
Genesis. It means in the beginning. Well, the last time we talked about what God made through the first 5 days of creation. He made the trees. He made the dry land, of course, the water, the heavens, the sun and the moon, the stars. He made the animals, big and little. He made the birds and the fish. But on the 6th day, God made people. God took some dust from the earth, and from this dust, he formed a man. And then he breathed into this man's nostrils, and the man became a living soul. And God named this creature, this man, a human being, named him Adam, which means man. But you know, God knew that Adam was lonely. So one day, he caused Adam to fall into a deep sleep. A really deep sleep. Has anyone ever had such a deep sleep that you didn't hear your mother calling your name? Maybe she even had to come and tickle your toes to wake you up?
My mother never wakes me up.
She doesn't? You just have to wake up when it's time, Isaac?
I wake up early in the morning because I don't want to sleep.
Some people wake up really cheerful, and some people wake up grumpy as a bear. Well, Adam fell into a very deep sleep because God caused him to sleep. And while he was asleep, the Lord reached down and took a rib out of his side. If you put your hand up, you can feel your ribs right here.
I feel
These little straight bones right here are your ribs. Those are the bumps. And God took a rib out, and he formed that rib into a woman. And he called the woman, anybody know her name?
Eve.
Eve. God called her Eve. Adam and Eve were the first people. And God told them that they would be the people who would look after his creation. They gave the animals names. They had everything they had in this beautiful Garden of Eden. And God said, the only thing is, don't eat from that tree over there. If you eat the fruit from that tree, you will surely die. Death was not part of God's plan. Sickness was not part of God's plan. But he loved the people, so he gave them freedom to choose. And he just said, don't choose the fruit from that tree. If you eat it, you will surely die. One day, when Eve was out in the garden, a snake slid up to her. She was admiring this beautiful tree. And a snake slid up to her and said, "Hey, Eve, why don't you try some of that beautiful fruit?" Eve said, "Oh, no, we're not to eat from that tree." "Why not?" said the snake. "Why don't you try some? It will make you as wise as God." Well, Eve looked at the fruit. And she thought, it's very tasty looking. I think it should be all right. "Did God really say you shouldn't eat it?" said the snake. So Eve reached out and took some of the fruit and ate it. And as soon as she ate it, she realized she'd done something wrong. So she took it to Adam. She called over to him and said, "Adam, come try some of this fruit." So he came and ate some of it too. And suddenly, both of them realized that they had done wrong. And they went and tried to hide. They hid themselves in the garden. They realized that they were naked and needed clothes. We have clothes on them already, but they tried to cover themselves with fig leaves. Then God came, and he knew what had happened. And he said, Adam, Adam, where are you? And Adam didn't answer. And God said, Adam, did you eat from that tree that I told you not to eat from? And Adam tried to blame Eve. He said, oh, the woman you gave me, she gave me some of that fruit to eat. It's her fault. And Adam and Eve had to leave the beautiful garden that God had made for them. But before God made them leave, he gave them clothes and took care of them in his great mercy. God sent angels to guard the Garden of Eden and a sword of fire to protect the tree of life. And Adam and Eve left the garden not to return.